Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday. My name is Ben,
I'm Tim.
and we're back at it. Back at it for the people.
We are for the people
Yeah.
all the time.
Thank you for filling in for me last week.
It was
with
fun.
Bradley
it's,
and getting that all.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. But it's true. We do have literally hundreds of comments from, we've got Tech Tuesday, but we're also in the future, very soon, stay tuned. A new system is coming to you guys. You probably already know what it is.
Yeah.
The Kill Shot 2. So there's a lot of really cool stuff coming with that. But we released a video about that, a production video. And I'll let you kind of go into the details because that was one of the things you did on your sabbatical quest.
There was no sabbaticaling in that sabbatical.
I'm kidding.
It was off the plane, go to work, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's definitely needed. So as you guys are starting to be aware of, I went and visited manufacturing facilities, and we did some good old-fashioned behind-the-scenes how-it's-made type stuff.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff in that video we did film, but we can't show because some of those processes happen to be proprietary. So in the video, you'll catch it every once in a while. I'm like, let's go check out this. And then, there's nothing there because we couldn't put it on film.
Yep.
It be like that sometimes because we do want to give a more clear picture of exactly who we are and what we do and how we do it here. Because I don't know if anybody else dares to.
Nope.
But we may force their hand on this. This is great. But we're all about the clarity of it all. And then, reading these comments, let's get a banger here off the behind the scenes one. What is that? Is this plant in Tennessee or China? This is from DR Flex 8549. Is this plant in Tennessee or China? Also, you should develop EFI injection for the colon 71 series superchargers. Oh, that's interesting. I actually had a supercharger conversation last night with Arnie over there at Pro Truck Touring Shootout. Was talking about supercharger stuff.
That'll be a video that drops today.
That guy's great. Full of energy. And we did that video in one take, as we do around here. We like to leave
quite impressive. We could go on about that.
We like to leave our stumbles and mistakes in there because we're just being real with it.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, is it Tennessee or China? The plant's in China. Ooh, everybody's surprised. No, because if we wanted to make it here in the U.S. and have some control over it, it'd be a $3,500 throttle body by the time it was said and done.
At least.
At least. And the development is very slow because there's plenty of engineers, but we'd spend millions of dollars just on one throttle body and have to overcharge. Well, not even be overcharged. We'd make minimal profit on a very high-priced product.
Yeah.
But the reality is a lot of everything aftermarket is manufactured in China. We do it differently.
Yep.
As you see, I'm at a plant where nobody else has been that looks a little bit like me, as it goes. Not so American. And we have huge relationships and controllability with the manufacturing we do. That's why I'm allowed to walk around this plant freely and tell you guys about how we're doing it. Because, why not? And the clarity is, we're a Tennessee company, but we do manufacturing in China. Yeah. We have an insane amount of control with it, though. We don't have middleman, broker, another middleman, factory rep, and this, that, and the other. No, I can hop on a plane and go there.
Yeah.
If there's a thing that I can't explain via an email or a phone call.
Yeah.
And they are loving the fact that we're doing this because it represents, quite a lot of good things with the industry of, one, us being very clear and open about it. We're not going to hide from it. Some companies, they'll get a thing made, and at 31.5% of manufacturing within the United States, they can put a sticker on it that said made in the U.S. We could technically do that right now. We just don't.
Yeah.
Why hide from a thing? Will it lose customers? Maybe.
Yeah.
Will it gain a little bit of respect? Possibly. Yeah. Because we don't want to hide from the facts.
Yep.
Just like when you guys put in there a bad comment or a negative comment or what have you not, I'm more than open to read the thing and give you an answer about, like that one on the last thing about, your video sucks. I'm like, it's cool. Give me some notes on it, please. I want to make a better video for you, the people, because that's why we're doing it. Just like while I'm answering this question, Tennessee or China. I gotta need to put that on a T-shirt. Yeah. But manufacturing in China with a great deal of controllability and fantastic personal relationships with the people there.
Yeah.
And they are lovely, and the food's amazing.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. The major thing is no brokers, right? So we have
We don't deal
Aces
with that.
China and we have Aces US, which is in Tennessee. So to make that very clear, I mean, we work with them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
They're awesome to deal with, and it's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons why we can keep the prices as low as we do. For you, that's the whole reason why we're doing this.
A lot of people are worried about all this stuff like China junk, this, that, and the other. It's like, no, I've seen some of that over there too, but the thing is, it's not as frequent as you think. Those are people that are being greedy, that wants the cheapest, absolute cheapest manufacturing. If you see in the videos, we do the quality checks. We do more quality checks than I've seen in my career in aviation, which is here in the U.S., and it's more thorough. It has to, I mean, it's a logic. It's 1 or 0. Does it meet the standard? Yes. Okay, done. Next one. Did this one meet the standard? No. We need to look into that of why this one failed. Stuff. And that's everything from O2 sensors, fuel injection, injectors itself, our throttle bodies, everything we make over there. If it meets our ACES standard, which we skinnied up a lot so that there's no manufacturing errors, or very few, which you're always going to have some. But, you know, we pay extra for that, and we do it at no cost to you, because we keep our prices low, so we've just basically minimized some of the income we make on it. But we're going to offer more and more awesome products as time goes, and we don't need to pay the mortgage on every single system we sell. We're just going to, here's a really good thing we put a lot of effort and quality into, enjoy it at a reasonable rate.
I will go ahead and say we have 2 more of those videos that are going to come out, but that is exactly why we're doing it, so that you can see that it's not just something we try to make very cheap and sell very cheap, but we go above and beyond on everything, where we source the products from in order to make them there, and those kinds of things. And there's no reason to hide from it. There's going to be a lot of things that I think come out over the next few weeks and months that are going to really open people's eyes, but that is the goal. We don't want to not be transparent, and I don't think that's anything we've ever shied away from anyway on this show, but just that is definitely something that needed to be addressed, that we do manufacturing in China, and we are unashamed of that. That's not something we are hiding from.
There's several levels of manufacturing in China, and we got the top tier because our relationship gives us priority of manufacturing. We're allowed to go and be picky, and we are picky, very picky, because we don't want to put something out and then everybody has a headache about it. So it's like, I want my money back. I was like, there's some refunds that happen here and there. It's just usually this, didn't understand the product, or I wrote a terrible manual, or didn't make a good enough video to explain something, but I'm working on that. Can't do it all at once.
That's the understatement of the world.
Let's see. Was it Coal Jag 5? Coal Jag 5? I don't know. I'm at a loss, but it's okay. It'll pop up on the screen somewhere down here at the bottom and do a thing. You see that little hand model movement? Let's see. This is awesome to see. Great work. Thanks. That's Time Warp. That's my Canadian brother upstairs.
What's up, Ted?
Dude, Ted. Man. Oh, Ted, I've got a thing you'll be playing with soon that's going to blow your mind. It's awesome. But that's a whole different conversation. When does the Pro model come out? And am I going to regret just having bought the Killshot system? No, you're not going to regret buying the Killshot system. We're not killing the Killshot. The Killshot's still going to be the Killshot. The Killshot 2 is just a whole different thing. So no difference in Jackpot TBI versus a Killshot. It just does different stuff. It has a little more expandability on some things, and you can plug the throttle body in. So if you've got an old one, and say there's a thing going on, and you like the progressive linkage or something that does. Now, not everything will work on the throttle body, but apparently it does plug in. We're actually playing with that today back in the R&D lab. On our new engine. We got a new engine because we ran the guts out of the old one.
That is true. I will say with the Pro, I think when we were originally talking about it, we were calling it the Pro, and we're not keeping that name around for possibly, but Pro is the best, and we genuinely think that there's way better things we can do with the Killshot in the future.
We're gonna put a banger out at some point that will be the Pro.
So we actually, just to clarify it out on the market as well, is that what will be released is the Killshot 2, and all of the all of the things that you've seen for the Pro in the past are the two. So just to kind of make that a little clarifier out there.
And of course, I flew halfway across the world, made these behind the scenes video, and called it the Pro the whole time because that's what it was at the time. We had a meeting and realized like
we can do it better.
Pro is too much of a name for the Killshot 2. The Killshot 2 is exactly what it is. Pro's going to be exactly what it sounds like it is.
Yeah, and it's not even. It doesn't even take away from the fact that the 2 is amazing. It's a huge upgrade from what we have.
Yeah.
64-bit architecture, internal fuel pressure sensor. You've got the slimmed down throttle body, so you can do all those different air cleaners on. I mean, there's so many things, but it's just we can make it better. That's all it is. That's the reason why we're saying 2. And saving the Pro maybe for later, but I just wanted to clarify that as well.
You got your joystick converted here, man. What's up with that?
I know, flight simulator. I'm just kidding.
Flight simulator. What I know about flying. Oh, yeah, DW Garage Project. We kind of just answered that. Yeah, it is slightly, it's the next version of a Killshot.
Updated or upgraded Killshot.
The reason to keep the Killshot versus also just killing the Killshot off and making just the Killshot 2 is the fact that some people still want the Killshot, some people want the Killshot 2. Yep. We're just going to offer these systems on all the different levels, from classic to maxed out version of what we got with CAN expansions, this, that, and the other. If you don't need all that extra stuff or the ability or the movement to do that down the road, just get yourself a Killshot. Unless your air cleaner don't fit or you have worries about that, and it's
$599
Killshot too. Yeah,
like why make it harder for you to build what you want to build? Just because we make something else?
Yeah,
no, absolutely not. We'll have both, and they're great.
Yeah,
we love the Killshot.
No shot, get a Killshot.
Yeah, that'll be another T-shirt. That's a whole thing.
I really should do that. There's so many things, and most of them is not so much public driven.
No,
that gets said. Because it's funny, but like, not off is funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. You can do that next one.
I'm whatever. I can't pronounce the words.
There's the Julian in there.
It's like general, but Julianeral. Any plans on releasing the Joker with the black tunnel ram intake manifold for small block Ford? I got a Ford 289, and I'd love to have that intake on my engine. It's a great question. I don't believe we have anything in the works for that right now.
Would you like to know why?
But, yeah, absolutely.
There's a distributor. You'd have to make it so tall the distributor it'd stick out the top.
Oh.
That's why some of the Ford 5-liter stuff sticks off the side on the passenger side of the motor.
Interesting.
So we can make a higher performance one, but if we ever make one of those, it's going to be kind of like a side shot situation to where it's going to be off to the side. Most likely because you'd have to make a tall, crazy, weird-looking one, and then it would get in your way if you're trying to put some plug wires on and all that jazz, and I think it'd give you a headache because even if the tunnel ram neck come out like that, it would, like, you got to pull the distributor out. You'd have to take an intake off.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jokers and wild cards,
I think it would look cool. It would look really cool in the Mustang.
Yeah, for sure. I'm totally down for it. But all you Mopar people, you should definitely hold on to something here in the next little bit. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything more than that, but we'll just
do what
say
you do, man.
We'll just say that. Let's see.
Well, which Mopar? I got like 4 different Mopar projects going on.
That's fair. I'm thinking Chrysler. Should I not say that? Don't leave that in.
He said Chrysler.
I guess we're leaving that in.
Because he don't know what Mopar is. It's okay.
Wait, what? Is that not it? Is that not one of the things?
Chrysler Mopar, same thing. One's a motorsports division of it.
Oh, that's fair. I don't know what all the different variations are.
It's like
for
BMW and then like Dynan. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Honda, Acura, type of thing.
Okay.
Mopar is just the reasonably accepted universal thing for saying you got a Dodge with a big nasty motor in it, and you like going to the Cars and Coffee.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds nice. Wow, we should get a Mopar. We should get something with a big block in it. We got a Chevy with a big block.
I did just get that.
I want a 71 wide body Cuda with the stripes on it and just a nasty cammed up 440 under the hood.
I think that would be great too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just stay tuned. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we got a guy in here. Let's see, Robert Christensen, 3868. Chinese machine equipment is a major turnoff. I hope you don't want anything manufactured that's available now, because even me coming from manufacturing, it's either Japanese, Chinese, or German. And German's very expensive. So food for thought. I mean, I don't mean to sound negative on it, but it is kind of it is a reality of the modern world.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
Japanese stuff's wired funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, it's hard to
I don't even know
it's
all
wired funny.
Yeah. I don't know all the specifics.
There's like MPN and PMP. It's just, don't worry about that.
All right. Back to Tech Tuesday related questions. We just wanted to touch on some of those manufacturing video questions, because they're good. They're all good questions. I think we released one yesterday, so we may have to go back and check out that as well. But you guys also left a bunch of questions on the 37. You guys left 37 comments on the last Tech Tuesday? Okay.
Calm down, Mr. Beast.
I don't know if we're going to get them all. Okay, so go to Jeff, a.k.a. JR. The live Tech Tuesday was great. I'm definitely in favor of seeing more of them. Yes, we wanted to touch on that.
Yeah,
on this Tech
definitely.
Tuesday.
That's a solid question right there.
Yep.
I want to do more of them, because I think given that absolute, like, we're here, there's no editing, you can ask some questions. Try to be polite, even if you want to say something kind of spicy. You just, that's the biggest worry, is like somebody flood it and then waste a bunch of people's time that actually want to get a thing answered. Because like even in Live Tech Tuesday last time, I didn't get to answer everything. I had to come back in another video and answer more stuff. But we're trying to get them as fast as we can. Otherwise, we'd stay here for 3-4 hours answering questions.
We could do a whole day just doing this.
Yeah,
honestly,
really could.
But yeah, I think
live coffee break.
Oh yeah,
Eat a Kit Kat.
No, I think the things that Tim and I were discussing, we're probably doing a Tech Tuesday like every second week of the month.
I think so.
Second Wednesday.
I think so.
So as far as when we're doing it again, that's where we kind of planned for it next. So if you want to kind of jot it down, we'll release some stuff about it as well. But we'll probably start with that. But like Tim said, I think maybe eventually we may just always have Tech Tuesday live. Just make it more efficient, gives you guys the opportunity to speak with us live, and then go from there. Yeah.
I like this one. Long time messenger here, Don Dottner 24.
Yes.
You guys are honest with no excuses. That's why I promote your products. That's what we want to be. We just want to be straight with the whole thing, because
good or bad. Seriously.
Why make everything a marketing video?
Yeah.
Leave some mistakes in, say some wrong things, read some comments that are tough to question. We could delete all those things out and just pretend it's all happy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's better just to be like, this guy doesn't like me. I hate that for you.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. But, it's just one of those things. You got to take the positive and negative and be real about it, because not a lot of folks are. We want to be that way. We like the critiques, because it does make us better. When somebody says, I wish your system did that, cool. I really want you to elaborate on that. Even if it's in a negative light, just like let us know what we can do to make it better. Make a better video. Make a better Tech Tuesday. Make a better product. Make a new product. That's a lot of new products come out of our comments.
Yeah. And you can leave the marketing videos to the...
Yeah, I'll leave it to Ben. I can't sell anything. I'll be talking about some stuff and let you know everything about it.
What are your thoughts on the old school advertising, the retro
Big
stuff?
fan.
Yeah?
Big fan.
I think a lot of people are a big fan of it.
It's some real Twin Peaks vibes in that one, I'm just like...
Are we allowed to say that? Whatever. We'll leave it in. It's whatever. No, it's good. Stay tuned for more of that stuff. It's fun. Timbo's Adventures. That's cool.
It's not me.
It's not you.
No.
I went to 2WD 4L80 to keep my shift points right. It would have made my life so much easier to keep the 4WD one, as they are way more abundant where I live. That's the the whole statement.
Hey, if you ever switch one from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, make sure to take the tail housing too, because it has a reluctor ring for the speed sensor. That way you can put the rear speed sensor in. Don't be like me and do that and then wonder why you're not shifting out. I did that and then had to pull it back out, pull it back apart, and realize I'm an idiot. And I know better because I do these things. But if you're doing that conversion, and most of those parts, honestly, you can buy them on Amazon. If you don't have 2-wheel drive stuff, it's just tail housing and thing, and it's fine.
And it's still good to get on Amazon? I've heard mixed things about that. Just
depend on what source. So Amazon's just a meeting point.
Yeah.
So
okay, touche. Let's see.
Mark Hughes, 4674. I have a kill shot up and running great. thanks for the great system.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we get the option to make miles per hour as the default on a gauge, 5-inch, able to and ability to transfer the learn table to the VE tuning table? Well, we don't do that transferring of table things because we've seen some really weird things happen with making peaks and valleys and mountains. Instead, we use the learning table, which is constantly averaging itself out over the key cycle. So you drive it, it populates data, you turn the thing on, turn it back off, this, that, and the other, start it back up, go for another drive cycle. It takes all that data and averages the table. That way it's closer and closer to the mark. Where it's a live table like that, you're going to run into a thing of improved running conditions with every drive cycle to the point that you don't really need to worry about nothing. You're not having any lean spots or rich spots or dead spots or what have you not. If you transfer to base and that was a mistake, you're going to run into an issue of you're going to have to reflash everything. So we leave the base as a base. We use a learning thing coupled with the VE table itself, so it works right now. It's not like, oh, it's this value modified by this value. It's these values working together. There's some math in that. Yep. But, yeah, we don't really want to do that transfer to base. We played with it a little bit. It just wasn't a great time. It didn't make perfect running conditions. And I've seen that in other systems as well, of the actual transfer to base actually creating a problem you was trying to get around. So we're trying to limit whether we're going to do that or not. We may give it a go if people are really, really wanting that, but it's a lot easier to just kind of leave it alone and let it be exactly what it is. It works more efficiently that way. That way you don't have to make live modifiers for the VE table that could possibly lead it in the wrong direction if you have an O2 sensor fail. Right now, with the learning table as it is, if you have an O2 sensor go bad, you just delete the learning stuff, replace your sensor, and get back to driving, and it averages itself out and learns again. So the miles per hour on the gauge, good suggestion. I'll send that up, and I'll try to get, because I think what you want, is you want to have either RPM with a mile per hour and ability to switch them. So then you can just have mainly mile per hour with the RPM underneath. You just hit the button, it switches. Hit the button, switches. Long push, hold button, whatever you're going to do. You can change the scaling of it, this, that, and the other, whether it's RPM from GPS or TCU, just all that normal stuff. Actually, miles per hour, not RPM. But, you get what I'm saying. Just add some more options in on that. I think it will make some folks happy, because I kind of had a similar epiphany, too. I was driving down the road, and I'm just like, I hate pushing the button for this. I want to see about this. And you brought it up. Now it's your idea. You're responsible for this.
Sweet.
I'll do the best I can, being the voice of the customer, and send it up the food chain and talk about it and see if we can't get that snagged up in there in the next few revisions.
Yep.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah. Next question comes from Buck Builds. He says, keep up the Tech Tuesdays. That is the plan. I'm working on installing my kill shot with the low profile in-tank pump on a 79 Nova. Tank is done and currently working on the fuel lines with the Corvette filter regulator and plans to deadhead at the throttle body.
That's how I do it.
Here's a question. What is your suggestion about updating firmware? Planning on updating firmware on everything before the first fire. After that, is it best to not update unless having an issue or any fancy new features included in an update? Could I also have a shirt or hat, please?
That's more of a you thing with the shirt and hat. Updating stuff, say, for instance, you get one fresh out the box, you bought it a month ago or what have you not. We don't have any new updates. We're just like tweaking stuff or changing resolution and something or what have you not. If you get it up and running, it's running great, and there's no features that we're putting out that you don't want, and it's running great, I don't fool with it. I got a thing I'm running on 148 firmware right now. That's from years ago. But also,
is that the camper?
The camper.
I was gonna say
it's
out
actually
in Oregon.
It's getting ready to do another halfway across the map road trip here in the next few weeks. I was going to try to fly out and actually drive it back and try to make a YouTube video, obviously, about the whole thing. But I don't have enough schedule to do it. I got too many things on right now. But that would be cool. I'm still going to do that next time I bring it back from Montana at this point.
It's in Montana now.
It could be one of those middle of the map states I never go to. It has mountains.
Really?
So it could be Wyoming.
Something.
Or if my brother lives. If you guys know my brother, it's,
somewhere out there.
But the thing is, Corvette regulator, great. You're going to have, it's not going to be set to 58. You'll get 65. You'll get 49. You'll get various numbers in between, but it'll be fairly consistent. They're great. Make sure to get one of quality. You can get some real cheap ones that ain't so great, and they will have a failure rate. If you get the cheap ones, make sure to buy the 2-pack. That way you can swap it out on the road. There's a lot of really great adapters that go to 6AN things for those. You can buy them already has the fittings on it to a 6AN, which I really like. Yeah. Those are the ones I bought because we don't offer it yet, but I might.
Yep.
I usually just get them off Amazon. I think they're $14 and they got fittings on them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are the ones I use on my personal projects because of time schedule. Mm-hmm. It's like I need to go here to here to here and then up there, and I got to run this thing and test it for 2 weeks and do all kinds of tuning. So just keep in mind that's how I do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't need to update it, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I only update them whenever I'm either testing something or like I'm using a version of it that like didn't have the best base calibrations in it, or didn't have some adjustability that I wanted, or didn't have some thing. Yeah. Or there for a while I was updating them just because I wanted the newer graphics.
Yeah.
Then I realized,
when they first came out, August of 2023 or something like that. But no, you're right. It's not a. If you want to update it before you start it for the first time, that's totally fine. It just depends on when you got it. Like if you got it here in the last few months, it shouldn't be a problem. If you got it 3 years ago, you might want to update it. I
want to work on making updating like way easier.
Yeah.
In a weird way, like one button push type stuff, like just easy button, real quick. But anywho, my big favorite thing to do when it comes to firmware is I like to plug it all in on the bench. I'll lay out the harness. I'll look at the harness, even though I work here and do this stuff every day. I still have this same schedule because otherwise I'll go throw my shoes in a bonfire or something. I couldn't stand it. So I'll lay it out on the bench, stretch out all the wires, make sure everything is good. I'll power it up on a battery, make sure that's good. I'll go ahead and update the firmware if I want to update it, make sure everything is communicating as it is, and then I start my install. Yep. I'll bench test every single system, no matter who's the manufacturer. Just ran into stuff, and now I'm carrying that habit over because I've had so many inconsistencies, doing EFI for so long. Now I'm with Aces, and, it's a whole thing of, like, I see very few issues. Yeah. And not even issues, just slight inconveniences with certain things. Like, years ago, I'm like, I got to make sure to click that in the rest of the way, or something stupid like that. Or, like, I got the wrong firmware and it doesn't match. I need to update it, or just little things. But, because we put forth such good quality and put so much effort into making sure our quality is constantly growing and getting better, constantly. Yep. I don't see a lot of issues, but I still go through the same process. It's like a nonverbal mantra of it must come out the box and go on the bench. I want to play with it right now. Not let me install it in the car, incidentally lose the instructions or forget how to do this stuff, and then get myself lost in a bird's nest of wiring. So I do a lot of pre-planning with my builds, and it's the same thing with the firmware. Like I make sure it's going to work. I make sure that firmware is going to go in correctly in case I got to call the company and say, hey, I don't know how to put firmware on a thumb drive. You laugh.
Yeah, but that's true. It's true.
Some people aren't super tech savvy.
I've had many of those phone calls, and it's
okay. We that's why we made all those supplemental documents and a couple videos about that. So we need to redo actually a few videos because some of that old tech is getting a little bit dated. I just realized
Believe it or not,
even my stuff on my
year ago,
my thing,
we put that update video out a year ago.
It didn't seem like it.
It's crazy.
I did one before that.
Yeah.
Which was a year before that, and it was really old. And
that's true.
And then we made another one that was updated. Now we need to make another one because we're getting ready to pop out a brand new handheld.
Oh yeah. We are running out of time, but Tim, I'll let you choose the last question here, and we'll try to come back to these.
The Hammy Jesse, I wish you guys would make an adapter to read CAN bus data, like Arduino or something, so we can use it with cars with CAN bus. It's not just have to use the Dakota Digital stuff, because it only works with their gauges. You're talking about a gateway module.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, because there's a lot of stuff you run into whenever you're trying to get CAN data from one point to another, and our stuff is a proprietary thing, just like everybody else's. But I'm not opposed to it. We're not going to use an Arduino. We need something with some spice to it because it is a high rate of data, and the Arduino is limited in that. Because I play with a lot of Arduinos and Raspberry Pis. Big fan of those. But yeah, so that thing, it's something I will take into consideration for CAN bus developments. If we have to make a gateway module because it suits the customers better, that's something we'll look into. But also, I mean, there's all kinds of CAN stuff. We talk about CAN hubs and all kinds of stuff to make it even higher speed, multiple networks and whatnot. Yeah, we did partner up with Dakota Digital on that because it's a lot of paperwork, by the way, but it worked out. And I'm looking at some other avenues as well, some other like display manufacturers that a lot of people in the community currently use, but you have to sign the paperwork. We have to talk about it and work out the fine details. Yeah. But yeah, I think a gateway wouldn't be a bad thing. I need to put some more thought into that. Yep. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I got CAN stuff too, and like my OBS.
We do talk about this afterwards of suggestions that were brought up in Tech Tuesday. I think we've said that before, but that is something that we do.
I watch this because I have a list of these ideas and critiques on videos, and even the good and the bad. Yeah. I make a list about what was talked about, and that helps me push this up because this CAN thing will go on an actual spreadsheet of suggestions, and then it gets into the engineering stuff, and then we get into an engineering meeting and talk about, is this a thing we should do? Could we do it? What could we do with it?
How many companies do that? Not many. Not many.
We're not building stuff because we think it's cool. We're building stuff because you think it's cool.
It's true. Yeah, there are a lot more questions on here that we need to get to, so we'll probably postpone those till the next Tech Tuesday. We felt like we needed to really double down on that manufacturing video. We've got more of those coming out, so. But we'll come back to these next week as well as leaving comments in this video. We'll try to get to that as well. But Tim, thank you so much for coming all the way out here and recording another Tech Tuesday with me. You guys, thank you very much for coming and joining us today. And if you like this episode of Tech Tuesday, feel free to leave a like down below. If you have any questions about ACES fuel injection or EFI in general, feel free to leave a comment down below. Be happy to get to it in our next Tech Tuesday video. If you know anyone that is looking to go EFI, point them our direction. We'd love to help them out as well. But guys, thank you so much again. And like always, we'll see all of you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye now. Thank you.